So we lost another battery. And the way they're wired, we don't trust running the fridge and stuff, so we've turned everything off. Luckily we have a it's showing 13 volts now, see that? Anyway, we have a Uhomi, it's called, and it plugs in with this wire, and it goes to a little battery on a shelf down there that we keep. A little 100 amp hour, weighs less than 20 pounds, lays on its side, lithium. Solar charges whenever we need to, which is about once every 2-3 months. This fridge will run for 6 days. 6 days on 100 amp hours before it gets down to about 11.5 or 11.6 volts. So it's crazy efficient. We have it on the eco mode, and wow, nothing like it. So that's what we're up to. The bad battery is going to have to be replaced. I'm going to put a couple of smaller AGMs in place of it. Anyway, I have got things to do. I've got to read a book and drink a cup of coffee. We returned a few days later with a couple of my sons and went ahead and removed the 4D batteries. It was a little bit of a heavy lift, but it was easily done. Once we pulled the 4D batteries, we discovered that the golf cart batteries were almost a ½ inch or so too long when put next to each other in the battery trays. So at that point we decided we'd take the trays home and do a little bit of fiberglass work. We just have to figure a way of doing some fiberglass work on these. It'd be nice just to get rid of the heavy stuff anyway. If we ever have to replace, for instance, this hot water tank, and you got to remember these things are getting a little bit old. I think the hot water, and they're all as old as the boat is. You think about it. That's not bad. Okay, let's see how it looks. It's nice and dry. There you go.
Put it on the dock.
Okay.
Once the trays had been removed and measured and the new batteries positioned so we knew exactly how we had to modify these trays, I went ahead and marked exactly where on the trays we were going to cut and what we were going to lengthen them to. In this case, a little over a ½ inch on both trays, although one of them had to have a 30-degree side put on it.
— 20.5 inches exactly. So 20.5 inches. Yeah, I like that. We'll angle one end of it. Might actually be nice to have two pieces.
After making all my measurements and making the cuts that we needed, we wound up with a couple extra pieces on one of the trays and one extra piece on the other tray. After mixing all the epoxy and cutting out the fiberglass cloth, it was a relatively straightforward job to go ahead and apply the epoxy and the cloth. I made 2 exterior layers of cloth and 1 interior layer before we were done.
So what we've got here is 2 layers on the outside of glass and epoxy. That extends these. And once that's done, we'll give probably a quick single layer on the inside, and that's probably all we need. I think the rest of this is going to be good to go. So, after putting these things together, we grabbed every possible tool we could imagine, and we're taking these back with us up to the boat. And keeping our fingers crossed that everything fits. Brought a grinder just in case, but with luck we'll do okay. So we are on our way up to reinstall everything. Yeah, that's pretty much where we want it right here. No grinding required.
Yay.
Yeah. Try this one. Let's start here. I'm just excited that we don't have to do anything here, you know? So what we're looking at here, and I want to see if it flashes, because these are the rechargeable flashlights. So what we've got here is, these are the 2 new trays. And darn things fit. As you can see, this fiberglass job, awesome. And here we've suspended all the cables by bungees so we can get the batteries in and connected. See, these have kind of a what you call them? A reach. If you will.
They're fitting now. Oh, they've got the lip there that's in the way.
Not easy enough. All right.
You know what? Next time, let me tell you what to do.
We can do more batteries?
No. When you put that one in, then slide it back.
Yes.
And then put the other one there. It'll make it easier.
Very much. Yeah, you're smart. Last battery. Well, the biggest concern I had of this whole thing was whether those trays were going to fit. Okay, positive. Good. I am positive I can get this in there. Maybe. I was going to say no praise before it's time, but hey. All right.
We should have a beer. We can't. Well, we can't because we have no power to chill our beers down.
That's bad.
Oh, we are out of luck here. But we're in luck because all those fit nicely. It wasn't on yet.
Okay, all right, gentle viewers. So what we're doing is we're looking at what we have here. Yeah, this is kind of weird. We've got a little moisture here.
Oh no, on the other one next to it as well.
Yeah. They will gas off a little bit from time to time. Hopefully this will all work. They're easier to get to now. I mean, it's a pain and it takes hours to set them up, but they are now wired. We went ahead and used some bus bars to simplify some of the wiring and also to keep the stuff movable, but looks like we're good to go. I'm willing to try this out.
You're waving the camera around.
Sorry. So we're positive to positive. So we should be able to get a charge, and we should also be able to get a engine start from either engine. This is going to be interesting. Let's see what happens, babe.
Okay. Should I be down here if it's going to be smoky? Isn't that bad news?
I think, okay, the batteries are off. Let's see what we have with them off. 12.6. 12.6.
Well, that sounds good.
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
Okay. Okay, let's try starting the engine now. We'll start with battery 1. By the way, 1 is this and 2 is this.
Okay. Are you going to label those?
I might, yeah, it's not a bad idea. You feeling lucky, Cher?
No, I'm not.
And I still have not turned on the battery charger because I want to see what happens with this thing.
Okay, so I'm waiting to see if any smoke comes off the batteries.
You ready?
I'm ready.
getting a charge, but only on one. So one is charging. This is where I need you to read this. Let's see how this works. So we're all back together. I'm going to do a couple of final touches. I need some, we might put some extenders on the terminal posts, but that's insignificant. And what we're doing here is, if you take a look, how's that? How's that? We're getting charged. Hey, Cher. Charging at 14.4.
Okay. This is July 3rd. It's right before the 4th of July, and Anacortes has
You have to turn
nice
this up. You gotta be loud.
Oh, anyway, has a nice fireworks display that goes on the 4th. We're not going to be here this year, but we have been here in the past and we've enjoyed it.
Yeah, we'll splice in some of the prior year's videos. How's that sound?
Yeah.
I like it. Put this thing together. What we've got here, after we put everything together and made sure that, and this was the hardest part, was making sure we could get to the water filling caps. So we had to make sure that all of the, as you can see, the positive power cables or negative cables and stuff were out of the way. So now we can get to everything. What I wanted to show is that on battery number 2, which is the furthest forward battery, I have a little thicker cable and I've got a 30 amp fuse in there for charging and discharging. That's for solar or really anything else we decide to do. In the aft area, the aft batteries, this set that's in series here, I've got a thinner cable, and these carry a 15 amp fuse, which is still sufficient to do anything we need to do. Anyway, so the higher amperage is forward and the lower amperage is aft. So battery 1 is lower, battery 2 is higher. And then, bring it back here. And here you can see the thicker cable is the SAE cable. It's funny. Anyway, it's SAE cable. And then we're using a heavy duty for the 15 amp 12 volt female socket. And that's how we actually charge and discharge these 4 batteries. So I just thought I'd kind of show what we're looking at here. Hopefully that shows up. I just dropped one of our solar panels and we're charging in indirect sunlight, just laying on the side deck where the panel is. We're charging at over 8 amps, 8 plus at 13.3 volts. That is amazing.